All right, Adam is here right now, and in a little bit he is going to explain to me about 5 seconds of summer and why it is the biggest thing in the world that I have not heard of until this morning.
We'll do that, but first we got to talk about Canadian Alan Frew.
Yes,
well,
and our thoughts, our prayers go out to Alan, and good on you for bringing attention to the dangers of stroke.
Yeah, and he stopped taking his hypertension medicine, and he actually walked himself into a hospital. He didn't feel right. He walked himself into the hospital and found out that he was having a stroke. Now, good news. Should be out of the hospital Wednesday. He says he wants to make a full recovery, and then it's looking like he'll be able to do that. He's actually overwhelmed by the support. Check this out.
And I really got a little bit of a look-see, and you know, it's really profound. And so when people respond the way they've done, you know, you gave us, and your music and what you've done for us, and now it's time for us to give to you, and it's like, oh, you know, give me a hanky.
Now, what's been amazing about this is he's been blogging with the hand that he can use properly, which I believe is his left side. And he's going to come out with a new album. As soon as he's fully recovered, he's got a covers album, an 80s classic song cover album that he's ready to go with. So as soon as he's ready to stand up and perform it and do it properly, he's ready to go.
And you know what? Very brave man to allow us into his hospital room. You don't want people to see you like that. No. Most times. But, you know, he's doing it for a reason. He's not doing it for any notoriety or anything like that. So good on you, Alan. And I know if you have an attitude like that, you are going to make a full recovery.
Absolutely. And he's got something to really work towards, which is amazing. Now on to things like kissing in public, but not public.
I saw this picture.
Okay, so. Interesting. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, if you are friends with somebody and then caught making out with them at a club, are you then together?
Were they making out?
Well, have a look at the picture. This is courtesy TMZ. It's Drake and Serena Williams. Now they've been caught together before, or at least there have been rumors about them before. Never fully caught like this. It looks awfully, you know, that looks a little intimate.
I don't know. Okay. But
I mean, a big hug. I mean, she did just win the Women's Tennis Association championship in Cincinnati.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, you know. That's not bad.
Win a tennis championship, make out a little bit. What's the problem? So I don't know. I don't know for sure. We don't know for sure, but it looks an awful lot like they're dating.
It's tough because it also looks like they're sort of talking like this, right?
Yeah. I hope nobody screen caps that.
That's right. TMZ.
So we'll keep an eye on that one. I think that they probably are seeing each other. I mean, he did go see her in Wimbledon. He did come to Toronto here to see her play at the Rogers Cup. We'll see. And quickly, before, do you want a little 5 seconds of summer?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it just 1 sec. Justin Bieber evidently banned from doing live interviews. No longer allowed to do live interviews.
By By his music company?
His people are afraid that he's going to embarrass himself. They don't trust him to do that.
Why now? Why are they waiting till now? This should have been done years ago.
That is a very good question. I do not have the answer to that one. And you're right. They should have jumped on this about 2 years ago. But they're on it now, and evidently for his new single, which is out Friday, he will not be doing any live press. They want to be able to record it, go back and edit it, and then give it to you as the media company.
Justin. You know what? You're home not too far from here where you grew up in Stratford. Come to Breakfast Television. We promise we will not allow you to embarrass yourself. No. Do a live interview here.
Absolutely.
And then share it.
Absolutely.
Promise you.
5 seconds of summer.
Okay, so this thing has been trending, this R-O-W, R-Y-O, rock out with your socks out has been trending in Toronto for the last 48 hours. The group is playing here tonight. Until now, and I asked quite a few people, they hadn't heard of them either, but they're like the biggest thing since One Direction.
So on Kiss 92.5, we're actually giving away tickets to see them as of yesterday. And
are you giving away some today?
I don't believe so. I think we've given them all away at this point because the show is tonight. But they are, they're pop punk. Pop punk bands are coming back. And here's
some of the words from her song. You look so perfect standing there in my American Apparel underwear. You can't beat lyrics like that.
No. Deep. hard hitting. But actually, they're huge because they started on YouTube together. They started singing, and all four of them can sing. They're all well trained. They all play instruments. They don't like being called a boy band because they play instruments.
Yeah, they do, and I like their sound.
They have a great sound, and they've actually been writing with a whole bunch of different groups, including an old, huge pop punk band, Good Charlotte.
But this could be, and you're right. I think to call them a boy band is
unfair.
Unfair. They could appeal to a broad range of ages and spectrums. And there's a little bit more rock and roll in their music, which I like. They're not a manufactured band.
Nope. They came together themselves in Australia. Now the thing about where they're at in their career right now, it's really interesting. Reading Keith Richards' biography for the Rolling Stones, and he said when they first started doing shows, all of a sudden it was like bang. There was no guys at their shows, only women, only screaming. And that's what you're seeing right now, and that's the big knock against these guys with music critics is, well, you know, you're appealing to a teeny bopper audience. But that doesn't mean that they can't grow with their audience. This could be a band truly to watch, like the Rolling Stones were. They started out that way with people screaming their heads off at shows, and now they're the Rolling Stones we see today.
So they're playing the amphitheater tonight.
And it will be loud.
Yeah.
Very, very loud.
Yeah, and they're in town, so hey.
Yeah. And they've also toured with One Direction and that sort of thing, too. They got lots of experience touring. Apparently, they put on a great live show.
Consider yourself educated now. It is 6:45. Coming up to 6:46. We'll be back with more Breakfast Television.